Okay, so this video will be a offlane guide for the hero Pangolier. So when it comes to playing Pangolier, you want to be passive in lane and use swashbuckle aggressively when it comes to securing last hits. So the items you want to start with on Pangolier for the laning phase will be a stout shield, 2 set of tangos, and you can either go 3 mangoes or you can go for 1 mango and 1 salve. So you get the salve in case you need the extra sustain in lane, depending on the lineup you're against. So when it comes to the laning phase as Pangolier, you want to be passive and constantly pull the enemy's creep wave by clicking on the enemy heroes. And you want to use swashbuckle just to secure last hits, especially on the range creep. Make sure to use swashbuckle passively during the laning phase because you can only use it a few times, even with the 3 mango build. Just as a note, I will provide a link to the Pangolier hero guide I made in the description below. So as the laning phase continues, you want to try to rush for the javelin as soon as you can. If you can't get it right away, then go for brown boots first so you have some survivability in lane. And then just try to keep on getting last hits to get the javelin. So once you get the javelin, you have a huge power spike. And your power spike is that you're able to use swashbuckle aggressively and deal a lot of damage to enemy heroes. So you want to constantly try to line up your swashbuckle to hit the enemy carry and zone them out of lane. At this point, it's a good idea to get some help from one of your support players because you're actually able to kill the enemy carry with some help. So once you hit level 6, you have to decide whether you want to dive the enemy carry in his tower by forcing the creep wave to start hitting his tower, and then that allows you to dive in without getting creep aggroed. Or if you need to rotate to mid or the enemy's offlane to help. So just look around the map and see which decision will be best for you. So as the game progresses, you have to decide whether you need to go for a damage type build or a utility type build. So looking at the game, if you have some cores that actually need some sustain and want to fight early, you normally go for the utility build, but if your cores just want to farm for a bit, you can go for the damage type build so you can actually contribute to setting the tempo of the game. If your team's draft has no real initiation early on, then you will need to buy a blink dagger so you can actually defend your towers in the early game. When it comes to playing against Bloodseeker, I would recommend you to finish your Maelstrom and then rush a Lincoln Spear so you can actually participate in team fights early on. So some games after your Maelstrom, you can rush a Aghanim Scepter if you're gonna team fight a lot early on. And the Ags upgrade for Pangolier is insane because you can proc Maelstrom so many times and deal tons of damage and disarm the enemy team constantly. So going back to the Javelin on Pangolier, once you get it, you should get Arcane Boots and then build the Javelin towards the Maelstrom. Once you get Maelstrom, you can start split pushing aggressively. And on top of that, if you're ever getting chased real hard, you can use your ultimate Rolling Thunder and TP out at the same time while being spell immune. For Pangolier's talents, I would recommend you getting Mana Regen at level 10, Shield Crash at level 15, and level 20 you can go for whichever you feel more comfortable with, and level 25 for the Swashbuckle talent so you can use your Swashbuckle more often, deal more damage, and be more evasive. In the hero guide in the description below I go more in depth as to why I show certain items on Pangolier, and as well as the reason for selecting which talent trees. I also made a short video explaining all of Pangolier's basic mechanics if you're interested in watching that. Hopefully you learned something from this guide. Thanks for watching.